Ladies and gents, it's your boy Tello, back to you with another World of Warcraft video. Quick update before we continue on the car situation. My brakes are totally fucked right now, the front brakes at least. Gotta get those bad boys repaired. Thank God I don't think it's the road or anything like that, but gotta get those brakes fixed. Don't get a Chevy, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, they break down. However, you see two water bottles. You see the Stone Cold Austins of the water drinking situation on the internet right now. Let's chug these down. Oh, shit! They tried to waterboard me. Holy shit. I almost just got waterboarded by fucking two water bottles, brother. A little collat action. Oh my god. Anywho, guys, I'm sorry about that. Listen up. Lock it the fuck in. If you're here right now on this channel, you're not locking the fuck in. What are you doing, bro? We're bringing a whole new attitude to fucking Season Discovery. No pussy shit allowed, bro. Lock it in. Anywho, Paladins, Season of Discovery. I'm fucking having a stroke right now. My neck veins are feeling Brock Lesnar, brother. Oh my gosh, that was Hulk Hogan. Sorry, maybe a little mix of Randy Savage, brother. Who knows? Let me stop before I go fucking crazy, alright? Listen, Paladin stuff. Geez, stay on topic, Tello. Paladin stuff, okay? We're talking about Season of Discovery. We're talking about the new runes that they introduced to Paladins. Now, before I go into this, you're going to see a whole bunch of fucking new shit here, and you're like, whoa, what's all this stuff going on? If you haven't been keeping up with my videos, especially one of the last ones I did about all the new stuff that they're adding with the data mines and all the stuff that they're adding to the game, there's a lot of cool things going on, and a lot of new runes are going to be introduced for different slots. I mean, obviously, you already know what we're dealing with. We already have, you know, our 3 slots that they give us in SOD at the moment. But yeah, they're giving us much more slots later on in these phases, so it's going to be very crazy. And they really haven't shown every single new rune that's going to come out in the game, right? There's going to be stuff that's going to be hidden, you know what I mean? For sure, you know, they can't leak every single thing, and not every single piece of information can always be legit from the data mine, right? However, let's go into what I think is pretty cool. Now we're going to go into the tuning patch first. Let's talk about the tuning patch for Paladins, right? Now, it looks like, and I'm assuming in the next phase, hopefully, that this is true, but Crusader Strike is going to go from 75% weapon damage. With the 2% that you originally gained, it's going to get bumped up to 5. Now that's nice. That's especially really juicy with things, how they scale later on in the game with mana getting into a larger pool. Being able to access 5% of that mana back rather than a measly 2 is much more nice, especially with using Crusader Strike. That gives you more ability to do more damage, more mana to use elsewhere, to access your rotation, etc., and play around your cooldowns, right? So I think that's really cool. Now, one of the biggest ones for me on this list, it has to do with, obviously, Seal of Martyrdom. Now, we all knew what Seal of Martyrdom does already, right? I mean, especially, you know, if you're familiar with, like, Seal of Blood, TBC stuff, but if you're just, you know, testing out Seal of Martyrdom in current SOD right now in Phase 1, you understand that Seal of Martyrdom, in the beginning, before people got, dude, sorry, jeez, I'm having fucking a phlegm attack right now. Listen, just tell me when you want to knock me the fuck out, alright? Anywho, when you were leveling up this Paladin in Season of Discovery in the beginning, when you got fucking Seal of Martyrdom early on, the leveling experience was a fucking breeze. I'm talking, listen, I'll get up on this one, alright? I'm talking, you were walking through the mobs, you were smacking them every 5 minutes. Get the fuck out, my. You know what I'm saying? You were hitting them pretty goddamn hard, alright? And it was juicy. Where's my chair? I'm about to fall. Where's my chair? It was juicy, okay? That's all I'm saying. It was juicy. Lock it in. It was really nice. And especially from the beta in SOD, from what people were saying, that it was good there too. You know? It was better than what Martyrdom was, what we got in Phase 1 SOD. So, Beta Martyrdom was different from Phase 1 Martyrdom, and now they're upgrading the damage from 30% to 40%. Now, this can scale. You know, this can scale maybe later on down the line, depending on how they want to treat Martyrdom. I believe Divine Storm is 110% of your weapon damage to 4 targets, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But with the 40% of the weapon damage to your target, the 10% damage you get back, and then on top of the 70% weapon damage you get if you judge it, with the 10% you get back from that damage, the 70 to 40 ratio is about the 110% that you would get from like a Divine Storm. But obviously, not just getting a full Divine Storm, weapon damage ability where it's just 110% straight from your weapon based damage. You know what I mean? Just like hitting. You know what I mean? So Martyrdom right now, it was in a weird place because like people were just preferring Divine Storm overall. It just the numbers. If you check the logs, you check damage in general, details, whatever you use, so Divine Storm's just better, right? And I think Martyrdom will have a better place, and I think a lot of other paladins, especially like, don't get me wrong, I follow SFan's channel. SFan's a great paladin. Check him out. Obviously, he's like probably one of the dopest paladins on Twitch. All right, he is the paladin, one of the rep ones. All right, I'm not gonna say he's not a good one at all. He's the man, but check him out, and you can see from what he said too. If Martyrdom is not twistable into like Seal of Command, it's kind of a very dull playstyle for the Paladin. You don't really get to have that fun little mechanic. And you know what that kind of reminds me of? If you guys ever played Gears of War back in the day, I know this is a wild comparison. All right, wild comparison. But if you ever played Gears of War, right? And let's say we'll talk about Gears 1 for the OGs, right? You remember when you used to do an active reload, how sick that felt? Hitting that active reload, giving you the faster chance to do more damage to an enemy, you know what I mean? And if you missed the reload, you would jam up, or if you missed the reload, it would just be a regular reload, but you would still miss out on, damage, per second because the faster reload would win the battle more often than not. It's kind of like that with seal twisting, where like, having the ability to twist into something else to get the chance of extra burst damage, especially with Seal of Martyrdom and Seal of Command, like how it was in TBC, that's pretty juicy shit. You know what I mean? That's pretty juicy stuff. So I really would like if they were to reintroduce Seal of Command and Martyrdom to being able to twist into each other. And I think that would be a very fun mechanic for a lot of rep paladins to, continue to play off of. Because, they're bringing a lot of cool stuff back for paladins, and introducing other stuff that, maybe we haven't even seen before, in the future, especially. But however, I think, twisting is an essential thing about the paladin ret class, right? So that's pretty cool. In the meantime, I'll say this 40% is nice. We're going to have to test around with it, to see if it's worth having. I will say this, right? I think, and I said this in many of my other videos too, when I used to be a warrior main, and I used to play with paladins, I think it was always great having more than one paladin in a composition of like a raid, because having the ability to have paladins do multiple things, multiple different blessings, multiple different buffs, the utility that they bring as a class alone is one of the most dynamic classes in the game. They bring raid utility. That's why paladins are so sought after in a lot of raids. Maybe not rets back in the day, more of holy, but overall, especially in SOD right now, having multiple paladins feels amazing. The ability of somebody to take care of blessings of wisdoms, blessing of mights, blessing of kings, whatever, you know what I mean? And different auras, and multiple lay on hands, way more options to heal. I mean, multiple bops. Like the list goes on and on and on. So I think Paladins is, the class itself is a really good class, and I enjoyed playing a lot of Paladins back in the day. And now that I'm a Paladin myself, I think, for stay on topic, the stuff like Seal of Martyrdom, I really hope it improves, and I hope they consider adding some twisting mechanic to it. So let's continue forward with the fucking video. Like I said, at any moment, please tell me to shut the fuck up. I will surely will. However, rebuke. Now with this stuff right here, interrupts spell casting and prevents any spell in that school from being cast from 2 seconds to 3 seconds. I think that's pretty sick. I mean, I think it's nice because now you give this ability a little bit more zest, a little bit more meaning to it, where now it's stronger in PvP and it's a stronger interrupt in PvE. It's either way. It's still strong in both. It's still strong in both, and it's nice that they increased it to 3 seconds. I think maybe that's the sweet spot to do it, because I thought 2 seconds was a little weird too. But 3 seconds seems to be a nice sweet spot to give the time to a melee player to be able to pop off on some abilities and see what they can do within that 3 seconds. Because 3 seconds is a long time, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let anybody ever fool you on that, whether it's in life or in game. 3 seconds will go a long way, and that's all it takes. What are we talking about? You'll never know. However, yeah, that's about it. However, I do think there's something else that I am missing here that I actually have to find. Actually, yeah, we're going to talk about that in a second, and we're going to talk about 2 other things in a second, too. And then we'll dive into this. Let me find something that I actually wanted to talk about what they're doing that I think is pretty freaking cool. Let's look for it. Not this. Yeah, quality of life skill books. All right, quality of life skill books. This right here. I am so happy that this QOL is happening for Paladins. You don't know how fucking annoying, and let's full cam it. Do you know how fucking annoying it is? And I don't understand why Blizzard didn't just do this in the beginning, but whatever. Every other buff in the game, like, you know, like anything else, Fortitude, Mark of the Wild, etc., right? Arcane Intellect. Those are just examples. Hell, isn't Underwater Breathing 10 minutes, right? Every other fucking buff in the game is longer than 5 minutes. About time you add Enhanced Blessings, where now you get this from dungeons, and now it's oh my gosh, I'm having a fucking brain fart. Increase the duration of your Blessing of Might, Wisdom, Salvation, Sanctuary Light, Kings by 100%, and reduce the mana cost by 50%. Thank you. It's such an annoying ass thing. You know how long it takes to buff freaking 9 other people in the raid if you only have 1 paladin? This is why I said it was great having the utility of 2 paladins, you know? But let's not go into that conversation again. However, thank you. Thank you so fucking much. And they did a lot of good things, you know, for a lot of other classes too. I was talking about, you know, friends about redirect. I think that's awesome to store the combo point things, and shamans for being able to recall your totems. Cool stuff, right? There's other stuff for other classes as well. I'm not saying that there isn't, but I think those are the 3 biggest important quality of life ones in my opinion. I would say 4 with the Portal of Summoning too. That's awesome for Warlock. So listen, this is a Paladin video. Fuck those other classes, okay? Anywho, let's talk about now. Where should I dive into? Should I dive into no, we don't need to dive into this. Let's dive into this first, and then we'll go into the talents, and then we'll talk about the 2 weapons I want to talk about, okay? And to the user who commented on my video before, this is what we're talking about. I said I was going to talk about those weapons. Come back to this video. We'll have a further conversation from there. And also, this is what I said in one of my other videos about, you know, runes. If they added different style runes from, like, you know, future expansions or whatever, maybe to Sod, or come up with new things. But I mentioned this one in particular. Having the ability to increase your range of your judgment and the spell hit with all spells by 17%. Thank you. Having the judgment being something that you can cast from far, like an exorcism. I think exorcism has, what, a 30-yard range? So this is juicy. This is juicy. 30 yards, and your spell hit with all spells by 17%. I love this. I think this is absolutely amazing. Infusion of Light. Increases damage by your Holy Shock by 20%, and your damage critical strikes with Holy Shock reset the cooldowns of Holy Shock and Exorcism, and the refund cost of Holy Shock. There is a big chance that Shockadin Holy Range DPS is gonna fucking smack. I tell you now. Maybe not in PvE as crazy, but in PvP, I can see fucking Shockadin fucking Holy Paladins going to work in Phase 2. Going to work. And maybe having a big potential in Phase 3. Big potential in Phase 3. Let me say it again. Big potential in Phase 3. It's the sky is the limit if they want to go down this route. I think this is sick. I thought they were going to go down the Unholy Paladin route, like kind of like the Death Knight style Paladin, with the rumors that are being talked about on Wowhead and on the Paladin discords and stuff like that. But I don't know. Who the fuck knows? All I know is I'm really happy that they're doing with this whole Holy Shock thing and making like range paladins kind of like a thing. In, you know, PvP, I think this might be really good. And PvE might be good too. So let me not shit on, you know, just one or the other, right? Let's continue. Sheaf of Light. Oh yeah, and do note, these are belt runes. We'll go back, we'll go into that in a sec when we go to the talent calculator. Let me leave that for that. Sheaf of Light. Dealing damage with your melee weapon increases your spell power by an amount by 30 equal to 30% of your attack power for 1 minute. That's a big increase, okay? Especially with a big swinging damage weapon with strength on it, depending on your enchantment. Whew. In addition, your critical healing spells heal the target for 60% of the healed amount of 12 seconds. Dude, this is nice. This is not bad. This is not bad. I'm not saying this is groundbreaking at all, but this is pretty juicy stuff. This is benefiting, the healing play, the attack play, and I kind of like this because this is what I was saying. This is what I was talking about. I like the fact that the paladin is not too one-sided. If it's too ret-sided, then the paladin almost feels like, okay, it's just an arms warrior. And if it's too heal-sided, okay, then the paladin is just a basic-ass priest. No. This is beneficial for both attack, if you're a tank, if you're a ret, or if you're a healer. And I like that. And that's the point of the paladin. It's being a hybrid class. Being a very strong hybrid class with many things to do with util in a fight in any, area of where they're fighting. You know what I'm saying? So I dig it. Anywho, engraved boots, guarded by the light. Each time you hit a target with your melee weapon, you gain 5% of your maximum mana per 3 seconds for 15 seconds. Pretty nice mana regen. But the amount healed by your Flash of Light, Holy Light, and Holy Shock spells is reduced by 50% during this mana regeneration. So this is, giving you a reward of mana regen, but reducing the amount healed by your abilities by 50%. So I'm not too crazy about this one in particular. However, I do think this could be a rune you play around with and test out in the phase and see what it's all about. But this one seems like more of the weaker ones compared to everything else, but doesn't sound too bad on paper. We'll see what happens. We got to test it. Okay, Sacred Shield. Each time the target takes damage, they gain a Sacred Shield. Absorb 500 damage and increasing the paladin chance to critically hit with Flash of Light by 50% for up to 6 seconds. That sounds nuts. In addition, cost your Flash of Light to heal targets with Sacred Shield for an additional 100% over 12 seconds. Oh my lord. They cannot gain this effect more than once every 6 seconds, lasts 30 seconds. The spell cannot be on more than one target at any one time. That sounds absolutely fucking nuts. That sounds nuts. This definitely seems like a very protection-based ability. I can honestly see 2 paladins, hell, maybe two tank paladins. You have a fucking holy paladin in the background, and the synergy between these abilities, the sky is the fucking limit. Okay, with what can go on in a raid with something like with Sacred Shield, especially if there's 2 paladins running it, right? And then who the fuck knows at that point? My mind is kind of getting a little fried right now. It's been a long day, guys. Okay, it's been a long day. All right, but I think it's pretty sick. Now, once again, let's mention this. This is stuff that may not be added into phase 2. This can be into phase 3 or down the line. This is just the stuff we're going over the data mines, right? So let's continue further. Art of War. Your melee strike, or your critical melee strikes reset the cooldowns of Holy Shock and Exorcism. That is pretty badass. Having the ability to throw another Holy Shock or an Exorcism, especially if you're using Seal of Command, that's some pretty juicy stuff. A Seal of Command, especially into it benefits off of Exorcism. That's some pretty nice stuff. That's some pretty nice stuff. Wait, am I wrong on that? Is Seal of Command not benefit all Exorcism, or is that Seal of the Crusader? I could be wrong on that. Write that one down. Let me know in the comments. Because I believe Exorcism, Seal of Crusader... Hold on, we got the talent calculator right here. Hold on, where is it? Increase the melee attack power bonus to Seal of the Crusader and the holy damage increase of your judgment. And the holy damage increase of your judgment of the Crusader by 5%. Okay. No, but it counts as holy damage, and then Exorcism counts as holy damage, right? So I believe that's how it works. Yeah, and deal additional damage, holy damage equal to 70% of your normal weapon. Okay, yeah. So I think it's with Crusader, not Seal of the Command. Incorrection. Correct me. I'm not always right, guys. I'm sorry. I'm brain fried. Brain not thinking, okay? Regardless of that, it's still nice to have a free exorcism, especially if you're using the exorcism room, or if you're going down the Holy Shock build and having another Holy Shock ability to just pop off. That's pretty nice. Let's go on. Improved Hammer of Wrath. The cooldown of Hammer of Wrath is reset each time it damages an enemy below 10% health. This is very intriguing to see if they're going to add something like this into the game. I don't think this is going to be added right now, though. I don't see them adding this one right away. This can be something much more later on. But if they decide to add this, hey, more power to the Paladin for, you know, tanking. I think this is pretty dope stuff. Regardless, let's keep going. Purifying Power. Reduce the cooldown Exorcism and Holy Wrath by 50%, and Holy Wrath can now be cast at any target and will stun undead and demon targets for 2 seconds. Holy shit. I mean, alrighty. And is this where's this, on the bracers? I mean, geez. So now you're going to add a stun to undead and demon targets? And reduces the cooldown of all 3? Oh my lord. No, all 2, sorry. For both. Wow. And Holy Wrath can now be cast at any target. It doesn't matter if it's oh, I guess it will. I'm curious. Will it stun if they're not undead or demon? Or it just will only stun these 2 specific types. Interesting. Let's keep going. Engrave your helmet. I can't. Oh no. Here we go. I'm about to stutter. Fanatism room. Fantasticum room. Fanta, the Fanta room. Yeah, Fanta, orange soda. Increase your critical strikes chance with holy spells by 18%. That's pretty juicy. That's pretty juicy. I mean, hey, exorcism popping off, that benefits from that. Unleashing your seal of the command, that benefits from that. I believe unleashing seal of righteousness, that as well. That is pretty freaking juicy. Holy shit. That's just a flat 18% crit chance. That would be nuts if they were to do that. Improve Sanctuary, increase the damage prevented by your Blessing of Sanctuary by 100%, and increase damage done by your Blessing of Sanctuary by 30% of your shield block value. Huge fucking prot, huge prot rune. That would be nuts. A lot of prots or paladin tanks definitely going down deep prot route for sure. So this would be something nutty in the future. Light's Grace. Your Holy Light spells reduces the cast time of your next Holy Light spell by 0.5 seconds. Last 15 seconds. That'd be massive for Holy Paladins. Really nice stuff. And then Wrath. Your concentration damage can now be critical strikes. Oh shit. And damage from your Exorcism, Holy Shock, Holy Wrath, and Consecration spells gain additional critical strike chance equal to your melee critical strike chance. Oh my gosh, that sounds fucking nuts. I could just see a paladin fucking tanking in a whole dungeon by himself, going crazy. I mean, not to say that they don't do it in the past, for sure. A lot of paladins, I've seen videos of like paladins just solo tanking, you know. So I think this is extremely nutty, especially with, you know, being a fucking geared out super Giga Chad character. And if Consecration can crit, oh man, that sounds mighty nice on pen and paper. Let's continue forward though. Let's continue further. Now let's talk about like what the runes I would take, right? So we all know, like in one of my videos I was saying, like, you know, phase 2, this is probably the build I'm gonna go. 5 Conviction, Pursuit of Justice. We'll go improve Ret Aura because it scales better overall. 3 into that. We'll go 2 into Improved Judgment, 5 into Vengeance, and then why not take Repentance? Because fuck it, you know, it's another free lockdown. And then if we go to Head, I don't think any of these will be in the game right away. I don't think we're getting any of these abilities. But if I had to go at one, like just based off, like, we'll just talk about like just Ret, right? I'm not going to dive too deep into like just Prot or Holy right now. But I will say I'm extremely excited to, you know, play more Prot in phase 2 and the potential with the Holy Shotgun and stuff. I think it's really cool. I would take this though, in reality. 18% flat out crit is nuts. I honestly think they need to do something with Horde of Loridon. I think this ability is wasted. I'm not too comfortable with it. I really think Divine Storm is just outshining a lot of these abilities to the point where nobody else wants to use nothing but Divine Storm. Sick ability though, you know, you're gonna want to use Divine Storm. I think here it depends on what you want to do. This is not going to be in the game, I don't think, right away. I would say just go Purifying Power, because then you could just, you know, have the free stun and the reduced cooldown. On the hands, I mean, obviously you're going Crusader Strike, right? I think now this one's a toss-up. because I personally believe enlightened judgments is the way to go. But you can make an argument that like we're not talking about infusing light here because that's more for the holy shock, but you can make an argument that Sheaf of Light is not a bad one either. I mean, you're getting increase your spell power by an amount equal to 30% of your attack power for 1 minute. So let's think about it. Like if your character is like super geared out, and depending on your AP, that 30% might be better than that, spell hit with all spells by 17. So Sheaf of Light might be the option you want to go. But I think in PvP, I mean, this needs further testing, but I'm just going to say it right now, right? Like, I might be wrong in the future. But in PvP, I would go to Enlightened Judgments. I straight up think I'm going this, because this is just really nice. Overall, though, if we're going to go PvE, let's just say Sheaf of Light. Let's just say Sheaf of Light, right? And then also, in addition, your critical healing spells heals the target for 60% of the healed amount over 12 seconds. So, I don't think this would benefit as much as compared to the first part, because we're talking more on the ret side of things. So it's up to you. It's honestly up to you. I don't know. That's like a toss up. I think for this we're sticking with exorcism. We're not really going anywhere else. And then at this point, let's see. This is the mana regen ability, guard by light. Sacred shield. No, we're not going that. We would go with Art of War. Because having the ability to reset exorcism non-stop, what the fuck did I just say? Did I say non-stop? Did I say non-stop? Non-stop, Tello. Non-stop. Anyways, I'm getting tight. Art of War, yeah. Exorcism, having the ability to have that on cooldown, like basically all the time, non-stop. That would be pretty sick. And being able to just recast exorcism over and over again. You will be cleansed, my brother. You will be cleansed is basically what I'm going with. And you will be exorcised for sure over and over again. And I think that's be pretty dope, especially if you get more critical strikes. And you already know critical strikes are going to be a dime a dozen, when we're hitting with vengeance, with the procs. Especially if you're getting that strength and agi up. The agi, helping out with the crit. The raw strength. I mean, dude, it's there's some nut stuff, right? I mean, agility, I think more than anything is going to get your crit rating up on the two-hand paladin. Regardless of that, though, that's basically the build, right? So let's go on to the next part. All right, so I don't want to make this video any much too longer than it already should be, because we're getting to like the 30-minute mark. Now, to answer the person's question, what weapon do I think will be sick to use in next phase? What's going to be the better weapon to go with? Because more than likely, these are going to be the two weapons you're rocking. You're going to be chasing. You're going to be after going the Thermoplugs Rocket Cleaver, which is going to have a nice 3.30 weapon swing with 29 strength and 12 stam. Or you're going to go for the PvP Bloodlight Avenger's Edge, because it gives you more damage and holy spells and effects up to 24. And it has a slower weapon speed than the Epic Raid one. But this has more damage per second, and it offers you a better raw strength stat compared to the Bloodlight Avenger. And it still gives you 12 stamina from 14 stamina. So I personally think, in terms of what excites me more when I look at it, is this Bloodlight Avenger. I'm not going to lie. That weapon swing is really juicy. And I do think that having the increased damage done by holy spells up to 24 kind of compensates for the lack of strength that you're losing from this. But I do think, in terms of raw damage, in terms of like what might have the higher top end and the DPS charts, I think the Thermoplug Rocket Cleaver is going to win. I think it's 100% going to win most of the damage battle fights. But that's yet to be seen and yet to be determined. I think, having 29 strength, that's pretty freaking incredible. And at the end of the day, even though you like to scale agility on a paladin, you want to scale strength more than anything else. Raw strength beats every single other stat when it comes to a paladin on ret, okay? So this is really cool stuff, honestly. I'm really happy that these two weapons are the weapons we're going to be chasing next game. I'm going to try to get them both, for sure. But yeah, I think I would go with the Thermoplug Rocket Cleaver. For sure. That's the weapon I would really want. And then test the edge and see, you know, maybe in the future we make another video talking about this to see where we go with this. But besides that, guys, listen, that was the video. All right. Thank you for sticking around. I'm already going to break my camera. Everything's going to, you know, mess up. Unbelievable. But your boy is pretty tired. Your boy's pretty beat. And I've been, you know, staying up all day, all night, going out to work and studying, and then trying to make videos at the same time. Shit's fucking exhausting. However, yo, thanks for stopping by. Much love, amigos and amigas. You have a good one. You have a good night. Bless up. Eat some pancakes. Maybe send me a photo of the pancakes, you know. Chocolate syrup, a little Aunt Jemima syrup on it. Some eggs, a little waffle action with some eggs, a little ketchup. You know, potato action. Maybe chocolate milk, a coffee. I'm about to fucking lose my voice. All right, let me go. Let me get off before I punch the camera. GG's, yo. I'll catch you on the next one. Keep on keeping on. Peace.
If you wanna dance tonight, if you wanna